Before introducing the habits, Covey establishes two critical concepts. Paradigm shift. A paradigm is the lens through which we see the world, our map of reality. Covey argues that to make significant changes in our lives, we must first change our paradigms. If our map is flawed, no amount of hard work or positive attitude will get us to the right destination. The book is designed to trigger these fundamental shifts in perception, moving from a reactive victim mentality to a proactive, principle-centered one. The PPC balance. This is the essence of effectiveness. P stands for production, the desired results, and PC stands for production capability, the ability to produce those results. Covey uses the fable of the goose that laid the golden eggs. If you focus only on the golden eggs, P, and neglect the health of the goose, PC, you will soon have neither. Effectiveness lies in balancing the two. You must care for your assets, be it your physical health, your relationships, your financial resources, or your tools, to ensure they continue to produce in the long run. The 7 habits are designed to maintain and enhance this PPC balance in all areas of life. The habits are structured along a maturity continuum, a progression from dependence, you take care of me, through independence, I can do it myself, to interdependence, we can do it, we can cooperate. Part 1. The private victory, moving from dependence to independence. These first 3 habits are foundational. They are about self-mastery and building character from the inside out. They are the private victory that must precede any public victory. Habit 1. Be proactive. This is the habit of personal responsibility. Covey distinguishes between proactive and reactive people. Reactive people are driven by feelings, circumstances, and conditions. They blame external factors for their problems. Proactive people, in contrast, recognize that between a stimulus and their response lies the freedom to choose. They are driven by values. The key to proactivity is focusing on one's circle of influence, things we can do something about, rather than the circle of concern, things we worry about but cannot control. By working on things within their influence, their attitude, their skills, their choices, proactive people cause their circle of influence to expand. Reactive people focus on the circle of concern, which leads to feelings of victimhood and causes their circle of influence to shrink. Being proactive means taking initiative, accepting responsibility for one's life, and refusing to be a victim. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. This is the habit of personal vision and leadership. It is based on the principle that all things are created twice. First, a mental creation, and second, a physical creation. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint. Similarly, you shouldn't build a life without a clear vision of what you want it to be. Covey powerfully suggests an exercise. Imagine your own funeral. What would you want your family, friends, and colleagues to say about you? What kind of person do you want to have been? This exercise helps clarify your deepest values and what truly matters. Habit 2 is about translating these values into a personal mission statement. This written document acts as a personal constitution, a standard by which you can measure your decisions and actions, ensuring they are aligned with your ultimate purpose. It is about defining your own destination, so you don't spend your life climbing a ladder that is leaning against the wrong wall. Habit 3. Put first things first. This is the habit of personal management, the physical creation that follows the mental creation of habit 2. It is about organizing and executing around your most important priorities. Covey introduces the famous time management matrix, which classifies activities based on 2 criteria, urgency and importance. Quadrant 1, urgent and important, crises, pressing problems, deadlines. Quadrant 2, not urgent and important, prevention, planning, relationship building, new opportunities. Quadrant 3, urgent and not important, interruptions, some meetings, popular activities. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important, trivia, time wasters. Ineffective people spend most of their time in quadrants 1, 3, and I. Highly effective people minimize time in 3 and I4 and spend the majority of their time in quadrant 2. They focus on what is important, not just what is urgent. This requires the discipline to plan weekly, identify key roles and goals, and say no to activities that do not align with their mission statement. It is about managing oneself, not just managing time. Part 2. The public victory. Moving from independence to interdependence. Once you have achieved the private victory of self-mastery, you are ready for the more advanced habits of effective relationships and teamwork. This is the realm of interdependence. Covey introduces the emotional bank account as a metaphor for the amount of trust built up in a relationship. You make deposits through courtesy, kindness, keeping promises, and apologizing. You make withdrawals through disrespect, breaking trust, and arrogance. A high emotional bank balance is a prerequisite for effective interdependence. Habit 4. Think win-win. Win-win is not a technique. It is a total philosophy of human interaction. It is a frame of mind and heart that constantly seeks mutual benefit in all agreements or solutions. Covey outlines 6 paradigms of interaction. Win-win, both parties are satisfied with the outcome. Win-lose, if I win, you lose. This is an authoritarian, competitive approach. Lose-win, I lose, you win. This is the mindset of a pushover. Lose-lose. When two win-lose people interact, both end up losing. Win. The person only cares about getting what they want, regardless of others. Win-win or no deal. If a mutually beneficial solution cannot be found, you agree to disagree agreeably. No deal. Thinking win-win requires integrity, maturity, and an abundance mentality, the belief that there is plenty for everybody. This is in stark contrast to the scarcity mentality, which sees life as a zero-sum game. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This is the single most important principle of interpersonal communication. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. They are either speaking or preparing to speak, filtering everything through their own experiences and biases. Covey champions empathic listening. Listening with your ears, eyes, and heart to understand the other person's feelings and meaning. It is not about agreeing. It is about deeply and fully understanding their frame of reference. Only after you have truly understood the other person, and they feel understood, can you effectively present your own perspective. This practice builds massive deposits in the emotional bank account and creates a climate of trust where real problems can be solved. Habit 6. Synergize. Synergy is the habit of creative cooperation. It is the principle that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It is the culmination of all the previous habits. When you have a win-win attitude, habit 4, and practice empathic communication, habit 5, you can create solutions that are better than what any single person could have devised alone. Synergy is about valuing differences, mental, emotional, psychological. Instead of seeing different perspectives as a threat, a synergistic individual sees them as an opportunity. By bringing together different viewpoints in a spirit of mutual respect, you can achieve results that were previously impossible. It is the creative process of finding a third alternative that is superior to both my way and your way. Part 3. The principle of balanced self-renewal habit. Sharpen the saw. This habit surrounds all the others and makes them possible. It is the habit of renewal. Covey uses the analogy of a woodcutter who is too busy sawing to take the time to sharpen his saw. Eventually, his tool becomes dull and his efforts yield diminishing returns. Sharpening the saw means preserving and enhancing your greatest asset, yourself. It involves renewing the 4 dimensions of your nature: physical, effective exercise, nutrition, and stress management. Spiritual, clarifying your values and purpose through activities like meditation, prayer, reading, inspirational literature, or spending time in nature. Mental, continually expanding your mind through reading, writing, planning, and learning. Social, emotional, making consistent deposits in the emotional bank accounts of others through service, empathy, and intrinsic security. Habits 4, 5, and 6. By taking time for balanced, regular renewal in all 4 areas, you create an upward spiral of growth and continuous improvement, allowing you to practice all 7 habits on a progressively more effective plane. Conclusion. From effectiveness to greatness. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is not a checklist of tasks, but a principle-centered framework for building a life of integrity, purpose, and contribution. It challenges readers to move beyond quick fixes and focus on developing a character that is aligned with universal and timeless principles. By mastering the private victory of self-discipline and then engaging in the public victory of effective cooperation, individuals can achieve a state of interdependence where they can build deep, lasting relationships and accomplish far more than they ever could alone. The final habit, sharpen the saw, ensures that this journey is sustainable, creating a cycle of continuous improvement that leads not just to effectiveness, but to a life of meaning and greatness.